that I would talk about how to get press credentials if you need them for the event, and then let's just go into that. So this is, how to get access to an event that you want to attend, but it's not an event open to everyone, and it might even be an event that's quite expensive. And so to go as a regular attendee might not be a possibility for you. So how do you get access as a blogger? Well, the first thing you're going to do is find out who's in charge of media for the event, and you can usually do that by going on their website, and usually down at the bottom it'll say press contact or media contact, or it might just have contact us, and then you click into there, and then it'll say, for media inquiries, contact so-and-so. So you're going to find out who that person is, and then you'll let them know you want to cover the event, and usually they're going to ask you what you want to write about, what angle, and who you're covering it for. So in this case, you're letting them know you're covering it for strong women, strong girls. Some of you, I don't know, on the call, you might also be writing for other places. So if that's the case, you're going to pick one place and let them know which one it is. But right now we'll just talk about the Strong Women, Strong Girls blog. So that you're going to know that's who you're blogging for. And they might ask you a little bit about the organization, so you can give them a couple sentence blurb about that. And then sometimes you'll hear from them right away, and they'll say, great, we'll have a press credential for you at the event. In some cases, they actually mail you your press credential ahead of time, or sometimes they email it to you, and sometimes you have to pick it up at the event. And sometimes they might, if they're really busy, it might take them a little longer to get back to you. It's totally fine to do a follow-up email. In some cases, they might have you fill out a simple web form with the information we just talked about. So it can vary, but the general point is just be clear about who you're blogging for and why you want to cover it, and just kind of polite persistence if it takes them a little time to get back to you, and then you'll be good to go. Okay, let's see. The question came in asking, are there any things you should not do when covering an event? Oh, I like that. That's a good question. Let me think about that. Is there anything you should not do? Well, I'll cycle back to what we said earlier when Catherine had asked, should you ask permission from the event organizer to take photographs? You should definitely make sure you don't take photographs or audio record anything. Make sure you get permission ahead of time. So if the answer is no, then make sure you don't do either of those things. So that's one example of what you should not do. Are there any other things you should not do? Let me think about that as we go a teeny bit further. Let me think about that, because that is a really good question. I'm going to get back to you on that. So let me ruminate on that one, and maybe the answer will come to me as we're working a little bit more here. Okay, so we are getting toward the end here, and this is probably maybe what some of you are most interested in, is how to write a blog that creates discussion. And I know that Catherine Bailey is on the call here, and I had wanted to use one of her blogs that she wrote, let's see, it was on February 20th, that I thought she did a great job in terms of creating dialogue and discussion when she had asked the readers, what do you think encompasses a strong woman? So I think one of the most valuable ways to create discussion on a blog is to ask your readers questions, and questions that really mean something to you, like questions that are so authentic to you wanting to truly know from your readers, because when they feel that you are really invested in the questions you're asking them, they will be invested in responding, and in that sense, it creates that larger dialogue with, all the other readers. Another great technique, and I think actually in the same blog she might have used these words, is please share your thoughts with us. So you're making it very clear with your readers. You might have just asked them a question, and then right afterward, please share your thoughts with us. In some cases, you're going to ask your reader a question, and you might not have to be as straightforward about sharing your thoughts. You might just ask it out loud to get an interaction, because really what's creating discussion on your blog is in any way that you interact with your reader. So asking them questions, please share your thoughts with us. That could be at the end of the blog, or that could be somewhere in the blog right after a question that you asked. Another way to create discussion is when you write your blog to ask questions to yourself in the blog. So by that, if you remember when I said at the event, did I say it at the event or after the event? One, you can do it at either time. You're writing down about what you're learning about, and then also what surprised you and what new questions were coming up for you. So as you're writing your blog, you can include this in your piece, like, so-and-so, told me about this, and then it made me wonder about yada, yada, yada. You can do your wonderings out loud in your blog, and that gets very interesting for readers, because it's like you're taking, the voice from inside your head and you're putting it out there on your blog, and people find that interesting because everyone has that. And so it just makes it more relatable, and it makes you more accessible as a blogger. It makes you more accessible to your readers. So it creates that kind of friendly rapport. Okay, another technique is you could make the title of your blog a question. That right away, before they even open up the blog, is they get it that you are wanting some dialogue with this topic. So that's another great technique. I wouldn't advise making every blog you write a question, but here and there doing that is a great technique. Okay, and then the final tip I had on here to create discussion is to be personal and authentic. And by that I mean what we talked about earlier. When you tap into something that truly inspires you, like from your gut, from your belly, you feel it in your bones, something that got you, so excited about the event, something the event was accomplishing, or something that the event was promoting, or but for example, empowerment in girls, or something, one nugget that someone said. When you share that with your readers, it wakes up that excitement in them, and that creates the excitement and discussion around your blog. Again, it makes you accessible. I guess ultimately it boils down to making yourself accessible to your readers. And when you are personal and authentic, then you accomplish that.